Hey guys, it's me Sylvia, back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my full face of makeup. Using Instagram hyped products. I've done these videos in the past. You guys seem to really like them. So basically, I just have a bunch of products that are really hyped up on Instagram or just have a lot of buzz around them in general. Most of them I haven't yet featured on my channel, and some of them are just going to be first impressions. But before we start today's video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on the 2 videos a week that I post. Just hit the subscribe button to join my S Club. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So first I'm going to start out by priming my face with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Radiance Drops. You always see on Instagram, I don't think there's one makeup video on Instagram where they don't use some sort of serum on their face before they use their foundation or mix it in with their foundation. That's what we're gonna do. I already reviewed like the Farzali ones are probably the most popular that you see on Instagram. I'm gonna use the new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea because this one I haven't used before. And now you just see so many brands coming out with products like this just because I feel like people are so much more interested in trying them out ever since they've become such a thing on Instagram, you know? Definitely feels like hydrating, a little bit like oily, but that's just the nature of these type of serums. Especially gonna put it around my nose because my nose always is really flaky and dry. We're gonna go for a dewy look because this is what this is gonna give us. So for foundation, I'm gonna be using a new one that has quite a bit of buzz around it right now. It is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. If you guys watch my recent live stream on Instagram, you probably heard me talking about this. It is the most long wearing foundation that I've ever tried, and I can say that with full confidence. It only recently launched, but I've had it since they brought me out on a trip in the middle of the summer. So I've tested it out on like super hot days, long hours. It's lasted through everything. I mix the shades Warm Beige and Vanilla right now. I was just gonna say that this foundation is a little bit difficult to blend out because of how full coverage it is, but using that serum underneath is definitely gonna help us blend it out so easily. Now to blend that out, I'm gonna be using, oh, that looks so big. That looks like a giant eraser. This is the Cake and Bake Sponge from Sephora. I feel like it's like replacing the Beauty Blender on Instagram. I don't know, maybe because it just looks cool and different, but let's see if the hype is real because I've never tried this before. It feels a little bit harder than the Beauty Blender. I did dampen it, by the way. So it looks really dewy once you first applied it, but then it dries down a bit. It's like a semi-matte finish. It's definitely not super dull matte. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of concealer in my problem areas. Although this is like a buildable medium to full coverage foundation, I don't wanna put too many layers. So just spot treating with a bit of concealer will do the trick. Now for concealer, I feel like Tarte Shape Tape is honestly still being hyped up on Instagram and in general, like it's just the go-to concealer. So I'm gonna go for that one for today's makeup look, and I'm gonna be using it in light medium honey. Now some people have the issue that this is a drying concealer for them. So if you just add something like this to your really matte concealers, it'll definitely help to make them less drying. I'm gonna use the Cake and Bake Sponge to see how it blends out. I feel like I'm just not used to this type of shape. Feels weird, but it's doing the job. A little bit of this concealer goes a long way. It's so full coverage. So far, the Tarte Shape Tape, you guys know I've used it before. I really like it. But if you have that dryness issue underneath your eyes, all you gotta do is just add a few drops of that serum and you'll be fine. The foundation is fully applied. If you have oily skin, you like a full coverage, you want it to last very long, then this is the one. It's also like super transfer proof. Once it dries down, once you powder it, it's not gonna move. You can touch your face, like it's not gonna come off. The only thing I find is sometimes I have to spot treat with a concealer just cause it's like this weird like thick consistency that if you build it too much, it starts to get splotchy. That's just what I found with it. So usually just spot treating with some concealer helps me cover up the areas where I'm really breaking out my skin. But other than that, this is honestly one of my favorite foundations right now. I think it's totally worth the hype. Of course, we can't test out Instagram hyped makeup without doing some sort of cream contour. I'm gonna be using the KKW contour sticks just cause I really like them. Just because it's so easy to blend out and I really like the dewy kind of flawless contour that it gives. I wish I had more product in there though because I haven't had it for that long and I'm almost done it. This is all that's left. I'm just gonna blend that out using the KKW brush as well. So far we definitely have a very dewy complexion. So these drops definitely give you a more dewy look. Maybe I won't put so much like on the center of my forehead and my nose since I already get oily, but I like the way it's making like the rest of my face look. It's just giving you like this natural glow. And then these cream sticks are going really well with it too because the powder would dry it up and kind of absorb that oil and it would give you like a dry patch, but the creams melt like right into the foundation. It overall is a really nice, soft, dewy look. So I'm liking it so far. Now I am gonna try out the Born This Way Too Faced Loose Setting Powder because I think that this is pretty hyped up too. I'm gonna go in with the Cake and Bake Sponge because it hasn't failed me so far. It's been pretty good. Kind of feels weird because I'm not used to using such a big sponge like this, but it's doing the trick. Gotta bake. I don't normally like contouring my nose, but I find placing the setting powder and baking it on my nose like that, when I brush it away, it kind of gives you a really, really natural contour that you can't really detect. I'm just gonna cut the contour as well. Okay, this sponge is perfect for cutting the contour because it's got a straight edge. And then whatever is left on my sponge, I like to press it into the areas where I get really oily. And pressing the powder in like that is gonna help to set your foundation and really just lock it in. If you have the issue of your foundation really creasing in your smile lines, this technique of pressing the powder in is gonna help prevent that too. Okay, so far, I really like that this loose setting powder has a cap. The Laura Mercier one doesn't have something like that. It becomes really messy if this like accidentally opens up. So I think that's a really smart idea of Too Faced, and it's the best way to package a loose powder. So now let's brush it all off and do the flash test to see if this powder gives us any flashback. That is the most important thing in my eyes. You guys, I don't know, it kind of doesn't pass the flash test. Like you can see that there is, that's a really ugly picture, but you can see that there is like a film of powder there, but in person you can't really tell. So I don't know how I feel about this powder right now. Maybe at the end, once I use my setting spray, it'll like melt into the foundation better and not give us that flashback, because it's really just the tiniest bit of flashback. So maybe it has to settle into the skin, but right now, not too impressed. We will check back on that at the end of the video. Hopefully I remember. So now I'm just gonna do my brows using an Anastasia brow pencil. I swear Anastasia brow products are forever gonna be hyped up on Instagram. I feel like this is where they first got their initial hype, and then they got so huge and they're like available everywhere now and everybody knows about them. But I've already tried like the Wonder Brow wig products. So I'm just gonna use this one today. It is definitely worth the hype. I forever will love Anastasia brow pencils, especially the Brow Wiz, just cause it lets me imitate those small hairs. There's just so many brow pencils out there now that it's like, you don't only have to go to Anastasia. I feel like there was once a time where they were the only ones that had really good brow products. Definitely feather brows are more of a thing on Instagram now, so I'm gonna try and make them a little bit messier just to stick with the Instagram theme. I'm gonna use a SuperShock cheek color from ColourPop for my blush. I don't know that I would say that this is like really hyped up on Instagram, because I feel like blush is not really a thing that, you know, most of the makeup videos and stuff focus on. I just thought I'd pick it because ColourPop is like an online brand. This is such a pretty color. It's going on very subtly, and then you can build it to get more intense. The formula of them is almost like putty, like you can push down. Do you see that? Oh, this is kind of hyped up actually, because putty makeup I know for a fact is like a huge thing now. So definitely you want to make sure when you're closing it up that you close the lid really tight, otherwise it'll dry out, because it's like this really, really kind of moist, like bouncy, weird putty formula. It's really fun to play with though. And then you can kind of just like smooth it out and it goes back to normal. Speaking of putty, that brings us to our next hyped up Instagram product, and that is the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter. And it's mostly hyped up because people are playing with it as if it's putty. So it's the same kind of like bouncy consistency as the ColourPop one. You can kind of just play around with it and it looks like it's putty. Like you can mold it and it's really, really cool. But this also is really hyped up because it's supposedly a really blinding highlight. So let's see if the hype is real. I'm gonna use the new Fenty highlight brush. Ooh. So I'm layering a lot on just to see how blinding we can get it, but you could tell like the first layer, it was very subtle. So I feel like this highlighter could be for both people who do like a more subtle kind of shine, but if you do like a really blinding highlight, like clearly, whew, it can give you that. But do you see that's kind of like with one layer, and it just gives you a really nice glow, and then this just is like how intense you can get it. So now I'm just gonna set my face using the Too Faced Peach Mist. This is their new setting spray. It's a mattifying setting spray that's infused with peach and sweet fig cream. So it's got a really peachy smell. It's a little bit strong, but I don't mind it. I don't know if it's this mixed with the foundation or just the foundation on its own, but every time I use the foundation, I've been pairing it up with this, and I'm telling you, it lasts forever. So it could be a combination of the two, but they do really emphasize you do want to make sure that you're shaking it really, really well before you use it. Otherwise, you get like little white specks everywhere, and they're really hard to get rid of or like blend into your makeup, so it kind of ruins your makeup. So make sure you're shaking it before you use it. But other than that, like it's made my makeup last really long, and it does keep my oils under control. So I'm going to use this before I put on my eyeshadow and my eye makeup, just to prevent that from running, because sometimes if you really soak your face in this, then you can mess up your eyeshadow too. So I've been starting to do this before I do my eyeshadow these days. That's what I've been doing. So now let's do the eyeshadow with the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I unboxed this palette in a recent video of mine, and you guys were really requesting that I use it in a future video, so here it is. It's super hyped up, both on Instagram, just like in the beauty community in general. What I have been noticing from other people opening these up and receiving them as well is that this shade seems to be arriving broken for a lot of people. So I don't know if they maybe had a formula issue with this one and it has a little bit too much glitter, but it's so pretty and it's just such a shame that it's been arriving broken for a lot of people. So I'm gonna take the shade Desert Sand and kind of just use that on my brow bone. I'm also gonna bring that at the very inner corner of my lid because I want to keep this part of my eye very light and like open for this makeup look. I'm gonna focus most of the shadows just outwards. Now I'm gonna take the shade Eden and I'm gonna just focus that on the very outer part of my brow bone there. So there is pigment to this, but it's more like buildable. It's not like as soon as you press your brush down, all the color is gonna stick there and be really hard to kind of blend away. So it's like really subtle and very soft, and then as you're applying more and more layers, you can build it up to be a perfect amount of shadow. Now I'm gonna go in with Amber, and I'm just gonna focus that right on the crease of the outer corner. I really want this look just to be on the most outer part as a gradient with nothing at the beginning. So far, I'm really liking these shadows. They're very, very easy to blend, and the colors are true to pan, you know, whatever you see in the palette is the color that you see on your eye. Now I'm gonna go in with this dark, deep, kind of like burgundy shade called OUD, and this is gonna be the darkest shade in the gradient that we're doing here. And I'm just gonna focus that right close to my lash line, and then as less and less product is on the brush, I'm gonna bring it upwards a little bit to blend it into that crease shade. We're gonna go in with the one that's kind of broken because I feel like this one would look the coolest with this eye look. So I'm gonna take what's in the corner there, and it does seem very glittery, so I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter glue. I'm just gonna place that right in between here. It's beautiful, but it's more glitter than it is an eyeshadow, which is why I think it broke in the palette, because there just wasn't enough holding it together. So using it with the glitter glue is definitely my recommendation. Otherwise, it's gonna get everywhere. Not all of the shadows have that much glitter in them. The rest of them just seem more like really, really shimmery shadows, so those ones should be fine without any glitter glue. Now I'm just gonna bring those shadows down on my lower lash line to smoke it out. All right, so shadows basically done. It's official. I'm obsessed with these shadows. They're so easy to work with. They've got a beautiful variety in the palette. Only complaint is that I wish Cosmo didn't let me down. I just wish Cosmo stayed together. Now I'm just gonna wing it out, but I'm not using a hyped up Instagram product, so I'm gonna do it off cam. Be right back. Now for mascara, I'm gonna use Rimmel London's Shake It Fresh new mascara. This one's brand new, and the hype around this is that it can shake, like you literally shake it like a spray paint can. So we're gonna use that. This is my first time using it. It's got really, really big bristles, which I'm a fan of. I usually do like really big bristles. It says it's clump free. It is adding a lot of product to my lashes. It's making them really, really thick. Now I'm gonna throw on the Queen Bee lashes from Coco Lashes. These are just poppin'. There's a lot of other YouTubers that use these constantly. I'm gonna put them on off camera to save time. Be right back. So lashes are on. Moving on to lips, the last step. Of course, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Liquid Mattes. These are probably the most hyped up lip product on Instagram, at least from what I've seen. Oh, this is a pretty shade. It's like a peach kind of color. I tried this liquid lipstick once before and I really like the formula. Now I'm just gonna line my lips using Spice from MAC. So this is the final look using all Instagram hyped beauty products. Definitely a major hit was the Huda Beauty palette. I loved the eyeshadows in the palette. They went on beautifully. And final verdict on the Cake and Bake sponge is it's actually not that bad. I don't think I'll ever stray away from the Beauty Blender though, just because I'm so used to the shape and everything. But this honestly comes really close. I think if I keep using this, I'll get just as used to it as I am the Beauty Blender, and it could replace it. Comment down below some more Instagram hyped makeup that you want me to try out on my channel. And make sure you tag me on my other socials if you recreate this look. I love to see what you guys come up with. That is all for today's video. If you missed my last upload, all you have to do is click the box down below to watch it. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, just click the bubble of my face in the corner of the screen and you'll be subscribed. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye.